Hi, welcome to GGKCS, the podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross stitching, geeky. I'm Cece, my pronouns are they, them, and today is Saturday, November the 2nd, 2024. If you're in the US, our clocks change tonight. Don't forget, fall back, extra hour of sleep. I've had this conversation with multiple people this week about Washington State, and I believe other states as well, have voted that they want to just stay with one time and stop doing the fall back, spring forward. But apparently it has to be approved by something in DC. I just wish it would happen because I don't care which one we stay with. I don't want to be changing back and forth. So, yeah. Oh, a big hiya to any new viewers and a big I love you to any returning viewers. I'm so glad that y'all are all here. This is just a little bit of what we have to talk about today. There's more you can't see. So yeah, it's taken me much longer to prepare for this episode than it has in quite a while because so much happened in October. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. Here we go. And now it's time to talk about all things knit, knit, knit. I don't know how I introduced this one previously, but it goes in, if I'm repeating myself, y'all, fibro fog. So just say it's okay, CC, and move on. Knit, knit, knit. It reminds me of when in Gilmore Girls and Lorelai is in a fight with Luke, and so she goes to the bakery, I believe, to Weston's, and says to the cashier that she needs her coffee, and then the person gives her 3 cups of coffee. So I think it bit like that. Knit, knit, knit. There you go. Okay, let's start with one of my whips that I'm about to drop on the floor. This is my second preemie blanket. Here we go. So it will go this way, but I'm knitting it this way. So this is, it's bunched up on the cable, but so this will be the length of it, and this will be the width of it. So I'm just using actually what I'm doing is I did an I-cord cast on, and then I'm doing a 3-stitch I-cord on both sides, and then I'll do an I-cord bind off. And I just measure so that I get the right measurements, and I don't have those in my head right now, but if somebody wants them, let me know, and I've got them saved. I just don't have them in my brain. So on this one, I'm holding a skein. Oh, I'm on US 6's 4mm needles. I am holding a skein of Fangirl Fibers 7525 superwash merino nylon in a one-of-a-kind colorway. So I had a full 100-gram skein of that. So I'm holding that with different smaller like mini skeins or leftovers that I have. So that first section there was Forbidden Fiber Co. Gluttony Sock Mini in a purple colorway. It's like purple and white and green and black. And then when I finished that, I'm using an unknown green yarn. And then I have several other ones in my bag here to use. And I'm like, I know they're not going to be even sections. I'm just using them up and then moving on to the next color. So I will work on that tomorrow. Okay, next up, I don't have this because I've already gifted it, but I have a picture of it, so I'm going to put it on the screen. This was my 32nd finished project this year. This was birthday socks for my bestie, Katie. I used my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern by me. You can find links to everything I talk about on our website, GGKCS. All of our patterns are at javapearldesigns.com, JAVAPURLDESIGNS.com. I used US 1.5, 2.5mm needles, and the yarn was Opal Van Gogh in the Still Life Vase with 12 Sunflowers colorway. And it took me 27 days to knit those. as I'll talk more about in Yummies, Katie was here last weekend, and so I was able to give them to her in person because her birthday was on Monday. So that was super, super fun. And then my next FO, which I was trying to finish before Katie left, and I just did not get it done. So I'm going to have to mail these over. This is my 33rd FO for the year. These are birthday socks for my bestie's youngest son, Izzy. And all the same stuff other than, that I just said about Katie's. Except for the yarn, obviously. This is West Yorkshire Spinner's signature 4-ply self-striping in the Fairy Lights colorway. I did these as tube socks, and I think this is the last year I'll be able to do that for Izzy. And if you look closely, you will see that the stripes are opposite on the other sock. So I knit one sock, and then I wound the ball of leftovers, and then I knit the other sock the opposite direction because I thought Izzy would get a kick out of that. So there's that. And then sock-wise, there it is. I have just started a new pair of socks for my friend Amanda. They are belated birthday socks because I have too many people in my life, including myself, that have October birthdays. So I was like, Amanda, you're going to get belated ones. I'm sorry. And she was like, I don't care. That's fine. So all the same stuff. The yarn is Up North Yarns Superwash 75/25 merino nylon in the It's Wednesday colorway. So this is from the Wednesday series that was on Netflix. I believe it was Netflix. So that was the color inspiration. And I got the toe done yesterday of the first sock and just started on the foot so I could put it onto my Zoom needles. And Ursula, just like the colors go. So, and that is all I've worked on. I was doing some figuring out earlier. Like I said, when I was trying to get ready for all of this. And I didn't work on my A Place of Peace wrap last month. And I'm wondering if I could potentially get it finished in November. At least the knitting, and then the tassels will be just a task because there's tons of tassels on it. But I'm really close, I believe. Last time I had it out, I'm fairly close to finishing it. So I might try to make a little bit of a push on it so that I'm done with the knitting on it at least. And then I'll just work on tassels as I can. Maybe I'll be like, I will do 5 tassels a day until I'm done or whatever. So I think that's what I'm going to maybe try to do is that. So, all right, that is everything knitting wise. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. I have another FO. That makes 3 FOs since I saw y'all last. Pumpkin, no, back up. You're going to make it shake. Mama's talking. Mama talk now. Pets later. Good job. Yes. So FO number 34 for the year. Santa's stamp collection. I finished it last night. So this is a pattern by Katie Landis of the Black Needle Society. I did it on the called for fabric, which is Fortnite fabric 16 count Ada in the plush colorway. I used the called for DMC, although I did make some modifications. I outlined each of the stamps and I changed this like filigree detail, up here, to yellow because it was supposed to be the like cream color and I did not want to outline all of that stuff. So I changed it to the yellow. It took me 185 days to stitch this. I started it on December the 1st of 2022 and finished it on November the 1st of 2024. Pumpkin's playing with her bone. Apologies. So not quite 2 years. So what would that be? 12 plus 11 is 23 months it took me. But it's finished, including this massively large square, last night I had like just under 200 stitches left, and it was filling in that like peach color in the little diamonds there and filling in the brick. And I finished it. So my bestie is actually going to fully finish this for me. I had seen someone else's fully finished Santa stamp collection, and I love it so much. And my bestie sews, and I don't sew. And so I showed it to my bestie when she was here last weekend, and she said she could do it. So I just need to take the measurements of this so she can tell me how much fabric to buy, and she will be fully finishing it for me. But I am so proud of this finish. And because I did that finish, I will be starting what's on the screen right now, which is Jack's stamp collection. And I am going to be stitching it on the called for fabric. I can't remember if I had this last month to show y'all or not. Is it Ju Designs? J-U Designs? However you say it. It's an 18 count Zweigart Ada. There's the, I think it's, or is it XU design? Anyway, that's the called for. The color is Witchy Pink. And this is it. I don't know which side I'm going to use yet. How fun is that? And she was so sweet. She sent me this little piece of fabric. This is the My Little Dove colorway. Just a tiny, tiny. So I'm going to have to find something really cute and little to put on it. So I just thought it was adorable. But yes, so what I have done is, because you know how motivated I am by, you know, mathing and being like, well, if I do this much, these many stitches, I can finish it by da-da-da. So what I did was, I'm going to make it a goal to finish this by Halloween 2026. So 2 years from now. And if I do an average of about 150 stitches a week, I think it's technically like 153 point something, something, something. But if I aim to do 150 a week, typically it's like, there's like, oh, if I do 5 more stitches, it'll finish this line or whatever. So I will try to like pick up stitches that way here and there to make up for those 3 point whatever stitches. But yeah, that's my goal, and that'll be getting started. So I'm very excited about that. The only other thing that I stitched on, and my adorable, I have to figure out what project bag I'm going to put Jack's in. So I have to get the floss all taken care of. This is in my Gilmore Girls project bag that Laura of the Black Needle Society stitched for me with coffee inside. But I am stitching Coffee Because Murder is Illegal by Notorious Needle. And I'm stitching it on a Live and Die LA 14 count Ada tote bag in the Aurora Borealis colorway. And I'm using 3 silks, Bestitch Me in Truffle, Needlepoint Silk in Hot Pink, and Trinway Silks in Sterling Silver. So this was my birthday start. So it's a tote bag. I probably won't use it as a tote bag. I'll probably just do it as a display. So I've got the top word done, the coffee. I've got the steam coming off the coffee. So I'm working on the cup, and then I'll fill it inside with like the little bit of cream and the rest of the coffee. And then the rest is just all words down here. I felt like this was the appropriate needle minder. I like big cups, and I cannot lie, because that is absolutely true. But yeah, this is the fun one. We got these tote bag, oh my gosh, in an early Black Needle box. I'm wondering if it was the first Nice List box, maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, because I am not 100% sure. But yeah, I've been wanting to stitch something on it, and so I was trying to figure out. October was a hard month for me. Due to some things that happened last year in October. Excuse me. And so I was like, I want a birthday start. I needed those little pops of joy. So I wanted a birthday start, and I was like, oh, I've really been wanting to stitch something on this. And so I went through like all of my digital patterns, and I was like, okay, this will work. And so I'm really excited about it. It's really cute. So I will keep working on that. Yeah. And I think that is everything for FlossTube. I have a lot of stuff to talk about in Yummies, knitting, cross stitch, and all kinds of stuff. So stick around. Here we go. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about, Yummies. So I'm going to start off with what I called my Loves Weekend. So this past weekend was supposed to be a momentous event that got canceled very unexpectedly a year ago. And so 3 of my chosen family came in, including my bestie from the UK. And we got an Airbnb and we just hung out all weekend. We did do, if you were around at Christmas time, you'll remember both of these probably, but Gammy had given me this Lego set that I was in love with. And I didn't have space to like put it together because it was like over 800 pieces. So we put it together and now I have it hanging on my wall. You can't see it, but it's hanging on my wall now. Just as an FYI, if you buy 3 of them, you can make it into a wreath. So it took 2 instruction booklets and 7 bags of Legos to do it. So I was very glad for the help. We also put together the puzzle that my bestie gave me for last year for Christmas, and it's the Zodiac, but it's cats. And so that was a lot of fun. My dear friend, family, Spencer LaJoy did a intimate living room concert for us, and we had good food. My bestie was like, can I cook? And I was like, yes, please. So I got all the groceries. Well, I paid for the groceries. She and I went to the grocery store together. And she cooked. She did a baked potato bar. She did a nice breakfast. She did a charcuterie tray lunch, a taco and nacho bar with margaritas. And we had birthday cake because my birthday's on the 4th. Gammy's is on the 13th. And Katie's is on the 28th. Is that what Monday was? Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, the 28th. I can never remember 27, 28. But I know it's there at the end of the month. So she made a chocolate cake infused with coffee and the frosting infused with coffee, and it was so good. Yeah, it was a lovely time. It was very, very healing for me. And I know there were several other people that wanted to be there, and just life circumstances made it where they couldn't be. But I'm just so grateful that Caitlin and Dammy and Katie and Spencer and Pumpkin got to be with me for the weekend, and it meant a lot. Thank you to those of you who have reached out and just, even if you didn't reach out, if you were sending love my way, I appreciate it so much. I posted on social media that October was hard. It was really, really hard. But I'm still standing. It's November and I'm still standing. So, yeah. So, okay. So, some other things to talk about. I got in the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments 2024. And I wasn't super impressed. I mean, there were, some patterns. I'm trying to find there we go. The picture index. So we'll just kind of like do it slowly like this. Sorry, I shook the camera. I think that has specialty stitches in it. That one's kind of cute. Sorry if you can hear Pumpkin chewing on her bone. And then here's the other half. I've got something else to show y'all that's sitting on my lap and is trying to fall on the floor. Yeah. I'm usually really impressed with just cross stitch Halloween and Christmas, but I wasn't this time. So, how about this? Gilmore Girls, the official knitting book, hardcover, bookmark. I do not know how many people reached out to me and were like, Cece, have you seen this? I pre-ordered this like the day they announced it was going to happen. So I have been waiting anxiously. It's a lovely, lovely book. It's an official book. So they were able to include, pictures from the show and such. So there's 5 different sections. One is hats. One is cowls and scarves and more. One is socks and mitts. One is garments, and one is homey decor and gifts. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but there's a couple of my favorites that I want to show y'all, and I should have looked beforehand, and I didn't, so please forgive. I should just look them up in the index. I know what they are. Okay, page 75. Okay. This is the 1,000 Yellow Daisies cowl by Beth Leith. And it's done in DK weight yarn on a US 64 mil needle. And it's worked in the round from the bottom up using a daisy stitch, which is appropriate. So there it is. Oops, being worn. It's really, really pretty. I love that. And then the other one that really caught my eye was, I'm sure every time I go through this book, something else is going to catch my eye. But this is the Coffee Socks by Spilly Jane. And I was showing some of the patterns to a friend, and they were like, I'm trying to remember how they said I should do it. Like, oh, baby, don't knock that. You're going to make it shake. No. Mama's talking still. Pets soon. Mama talk now. I can't remember if she said to like make the socks pink and then like make all the cups like a gray or something, or like do a gray background with all pink cups. But it is done with fingering weight. Oh. Well, I'm going to have to tell my friend. You're going to see in a minute that I'm going to show you some yarn. And these socks are actually done in that same dyer's yarn. And I did not know that. They're done on US 2.75 mil needles. They are knit top down. So if I were going to knit these, I would modify it to be toe up, just because that's my preference. But yeah, anyway, there are so many amazing patterns in here. I love this so much, and I can't wait to go through it again and again. I did not realize it was going to be like a proper hardcover book, so I was pleasantly surprised when that came in. Okay, let's talk yarn. So when I knew my bestie was going to be coming, I was like, can I order some West Yorkshire Spinners yarn and have you bring it to me? And of course she said yes. And so this is the yarn that I bought. It's all West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply, which I've talked about so many times that it's like my favorite commercial yarn. I love it so much. I've knit so many pairs of socks. I can't even probably count how many pairs of socks I've knit with this. So this is from their Birds line. This is J, and it's self-striping. All of these are self-striping. This one is Green Woodpecker. That lime. I think I'm going to use these for Bestie's youngest son's next time birthday socks, because I just finished his birthday socks. This one is also from the Birds line. This is Owl. And then this is their signature Sparkle 4-ply. This is one of their Christmas yarns, and it's Nutcracker. I don't know. Yeah, you can see the sparkle in it. So there's that. And then, which one was I going to show you next? These ones. My friend Caitlin, who came last weekend, brought yarn from, and it's Emma's yarn. I'm trying to remember the name of the shop. I want to say it's like 4, so it's in Florida. I don't know the name of the store. I want to say it's like 4 Pearls or something like that. If you need to know, let me know and I will find out for you. But she brought yarn. So she brought me a skein of Emma's Yarn Practically Perfect Sock. And it's an 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 100 grams, 400 yards. And this is the vacay colorway, like vacation. Vacay. It's so happy. And then she also brought a skein of yarn for Dammy. And we had talked ahead of time, I'm going to knit Dammy Christmas socks out of this yarn. So it's the same base. And this is the group hug colorway. Just with those pops of color. So that. And then she also brought me this Slice of Sunshine set. It's 10 Simply Spectacular DK Smalls, 500 total yards of DK weight yarn. How fun is that? They're each 20 grams, 50 yards of a 75/25 superwash merino nylon. So that is a lot of fun. Yeah, so there's that. And then the last thing is some yarn that I bought. Again, it was because of Caitlin. She showed it to me. So these are from Finch Mod. And this is their, I don't know what base it is. It's a 75/25 superwash merino nylon, 100 grams, 460 yards. And this is was a fundraiser yarn. This is pearls, chucks, and zero word. That word right there. So it's red and gray and blue and white. So there's that one. And then, of course, I bought another one because I saw this one. This is on their Scouts swag base, which is another 100 gram, 400 yards. This is a superwash merino nylon, and the colorway is Van Gogh. So it's the colors of the sunflower painting, which is my favorite Van Gogh. So there was that. Is that enough? That was a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. That's everything on my list. So let's move on to the next segment. And with that, we're to the end of the show. I'm surprised that it's not longer. I mean, like, I knew it was going to be longer, but it's not as long as I expected it to be with all the stuff that I wanted to show y'all. So, that too. A reminder that I am a rep for the Black Needle Society, and I share their boxes with y'all through unboxings. In October, I unboxed the Treat box, which was a special edition. You could buy Trick or Treat or both. I went with Treat, so I unboxed that here on the channel on YouTube. In November, the Every Other Month box will be coming, which is what they provide to me to share with y'all any of the special editions I purchased myself. November, it's going to be Nature and Elements. So I'm really excited about that. If you are a subscriber and haven't read your newsletter yet, they did share that one of their suppliers for an item for the November box was affected by the hurricane, and getting supplies to them was difficult, but they have the supplies now. They're creating the item, and hopefully there won't be an issue with them getting them back to Black Needle Society, but just to give some grace because weather is totally out of our control. And so yeah, just offer grace if it's a few days off. I promise you the boxes will come. I've been working with Katie and Laura for years now, and they have never failed to deliver on a box. So anyway, as a rep, I have a code that you can use, Java Pro 5, JAVAPURL, and the number 5, and that will save you 5% on everything in the vault. The vault is where all the extras live. So check out theblackneedlesociety.com, and if you're interested in signing up for the Every Other Month subscription, you can get added to the wait list. And then as spots open up, they move people from the wait list. They also have a new subscription thing starting next year that is Snail Smalls. And so check that out too. Everything's on the website. Oh, there's Pink. Oh, that reminds me. Stay tuned until after the credits because there is a little video of Pinky. So I'd like to say a huge thank you. Love y'all to everyone who supports the podcast. However it is you do that, especially big thank you to those who support us financially. That helps pay for technology stuff behind the scenes. And then, of course, like I've said earlier, you can find us online at ggkcs.com, and there you'll find links to everywhere else we are online, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and all the other places. December will not have an episode like this because I will be doing my annual Vlogmas / Flossmas / Holly Vlogs. So I'll be recording a small video for you every day from the 1st through the 25th of December. And I'm looking over here. You can't see it because it's on the opposite side of my desk, but I have quite a few Advents. Quickly, coffee, Gilmore Girls, Taylor Swift ornaments, my Advent sock yarn, and the nice list. Yes, that's 5 Advents. So I will be sharing those with you in that. And also my crafting wise, I'll of course be working on my Advent socks, but also trying to fit in Dammy's socks from the yarn I showed you from Caitlin. Cross stitch wise, I think what I'm going to do is I will need to do my 150 stitches a week on Jack's stamp collection. But other than that, on times that I am able to stitch, I want to work on Dammy's Christmas stocking in December. So that's kind of my plans for December. And then in January, we'll be back to our once a month episodes. And then the bonus unboxings as I get Black Needle boxes. There's a Doctor Who special edition one going on sale soon. I don't know if the Downton one is still on sale. Trying to think what else. I don't know. There are lots and lots and lots, and they're all lovely, and I'm super excited. So with that, again, if you're in the U.S., fall back. If you're in the U.S., vote on Tuesday. Vote early if you can. Here in Washington State, they mail us our ballots. So I voted like 2 weeks ago. And this year's the first time they put I voted stickers in with our ballots. And so I'm very excited about that. But it is an honor and a responsibility to vote. So do it. That's all I can say. If you want your voice to matter, you need to vote. You can't gripe about what happens if you didn't vote. Okay? Okay, that's all I'll say. All right, well, until I see you again, which will be unboxing of Nature and the Elements, I will tell you, happy crafting. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Look at my nails. I forgot to show you my nails. Aren't they fantastic? Oh, very autumnal, right? And I'm sure somebody's going to be like, what's on your hat, Cece? Eat, sleep, lesbian, fiction, repeat. And on my shirt, the rainbow and mix. Mix is used like Miss or Mrs. or Ms. or Mr. It's that honorific. Because I use they, them pronouns, I don't identify as Ms. anymore. I identify as mix. So there you go. The more you know. All right. Bye.